sponsors xbet.co, and then we're gonna load in.
XBet, best odds for esport and live betting. Unique gaming lines for all esport disciplines including Dota and CSGO. Casino and live dealers. Highest payouts. 100% bonus on your first deposit.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, so
5 seconds remaining.
Rasman on the Morphling. That guy is the mid laner, at least usually, so I'm guessing it's Joker safe lane, Rasman mid lane, Dex off lane, R7 and Fei Mao support. Okay, we got an insta pause here. Just fixing a mic, that's fair. I mean, I'm just glad we got a game on the way. A def win here would have been really frustrating, especially since I got up way too early for my personal comfort. And we got Rocker on Fei Mao's Rubik, who actually looks like he's going... this is a nice one. This is a nice little pose. This is some cheesy ass drafting, indeed it is, chat. Well, cheesy doesn't even quite fit it. This is just... Well, yeah, I guess you could say cheesy. I don't know. Meh. Airborne Repo doesn't even look all that cool. He does have the Epic Crystal, the one which makes the cool noise, but meh. You gotta have some synergy going on between pose and loadout. Hashtag get wrecked. Not that great, but not bad, not bad. Any ones I missed? Nope, okay. Let's take a look at Radiant refugees then. I mean, in terms of draft and stuff, I'm not gonna say anything until we see how the laning stage is gonna go. Because we've established which lanes are which. Also, the prime bet is you guys don't have to give up hope yet. The next game, both teams are gonna play with 2 stand-ins each. It's really just the first game of the best of 3 where we make a bit of an exception, because it would be really shitty that that a def win is gonna happen when we might as well let them play with stand-ins. Stand-ins kind of give you that communication disadvantage anyways. And look at that Joker, 3 tangos on the mid lane. Meanwhile, wait, Rasman is safe lane? That was usually the mid lane player. Interesting choice. Earthshaker instantly having his ward get dewarded there. And the other word, this word I like. It's super cheeky. Nobody ever expects this one. I've talked about this several times. Most of those times chat called me a noob, so... See, that's what I like about Southeast Asian Dota. The players don't actually do what everybody else does. They kinda figure out what do they wanna do, what does seem good to them, what does seem bad to them. And... yeah, they kind of do their own thing instead of just sticking to the meta, and that leads to some insanely good games. And far less of that anticlimactic. Well, where those series where the second game is super close, but the first game was just a really one-sided game, which we see a lot, especially in the EU. By the way, today is the EU Grand Finals at 18 CEST, so for those of you who want to see a ton of Dota and are gonna watch the entire day, Tonight's gonna be exciting. Let's hope that this match is gonna be just as exciting, though. I mean, I always like me some good Dota. And OD versus Invoker should be a well OD favored lineup. Joker now getting ran at by Kunkka. R7 comes on in to help Joker with the trades there, and Joker's gonna be fine. And chat, I'll switch over to net worth in a few minutes. I always start off with last hit, so we can actually see how well the lane is going, who's getting bullied in the lane. Since that's way more important than just having net worth, chart. That might just be some support picking up a lot of runes that gives you the wrong image. Joker knows he cannot chase down Kunkka there without taking major risks. But yeah, there's a good reason for nearly every caster ever to put on the last hits first, because now we have a really good estimation of who's winning his lane, who's losing his lane. Void's doing quite poorly against the Troll Warlord Silencer.
Coin for me.
Yes. Bounty.
So the game's kinda quiet, no first blood yet. Might be a really late first blood. If so, that experience and gold you get from it is quite a bit higher than usual. And now on the mid lane, would you look at that? First blood is gonna go to Joker there, who is gonna go down here, and he might lose 2 of his press into the silencer there, but yeah. Silence is starting off by 4 instolen, and Evos off to a good start. TP, it could have been far worse for them. The fact that they got the first blood out of there does matter, but it's kind of poor for an OD to lose in. That hero relies on having a lot of intelligence so much. I mean, 2 int means every 2 int you lose means 4 less arcane orb damage. Later on it means 4 less arcane orb damage. Potential arcane orb damage, and that going infinite is also really important. So if Silencer makes sure to keep ganking the OD often enough, it could be one of TP's cores re-shut down. I mean, the Void's already shut down. He's sitting at a poor spot last hit wise. The morphing is going super well though. This guy has not a worry in the world. And talk about Void. Wait. What happened there? Why is R7 saying haha? I mean, I see Void, I see Earthshaker just chilling here. Void walked forward. I was like, okay, he got an Earthshake, it's gonna be fine, then he died. Maybe an auto attack was in the air before the stun came out or something. Gotta be something ridiculous like that. And now Joker. Getting bullied by the Invoker again, but high ground mischance makes it way easier for him to stay in lane and sustain this. Okay, Void's gonna be fine. Also, chat, I think the main reason both teams are playing it safe is because both teams need a lot of time to reach the power curve here. I mean, TP and ND, they got two super greedy, super late game cores. Until those cores come online, it's gonna take ages. Meanwhile, the Void also being bullied hard out of his lane. So TP, they need time, and Evos just want to win two lanes. I mean, they need a troll to get fed and an invoker to get fed. Meaning you can either commit a lot to one of the two lanes, which they did with the invoker, you know, doing their best to make sure Facehugger gets a good game. While the troll's farming across the map, the troll gonna farm last, its invoker's gonna farm heroes, and that way you're gonna get online faster than the 2 cores, well 3 cores from TP. Because you kinda completely negate one of those lanes. And in this scenario it really doesn't matter. I mean, the offlane Batrider, who cares if he gets good blink timing or not? If you get a super fat troll warlord able to manfight people and stunlock people earlier than he usually would, it really balances out the game. It really helps you keep a core like OD or Morphling shut down for the remainder of the game, since they rely so much on being able to take good fights. Morphling there. Man-fighting Batrider for a surprisingly long duration. I mean, he can just morph strength if he needs to, but the 400 HP Morphling, finally somebody else who has the cojones to play that. And I mean, it's insanely good. I usually play it with a Morbid's Mask, so I can jungle up for health. Without a Morbid's Mask, you need to be really wary of ganks, which honestly TPR with this defensive ward here, they can see every single approach on the Morphling. And I like this approach from Rusman a lot. I mean, the Fireboy also farming quite fast.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Okay, Batrider might go down here on the top lane. There's 3 heroes rotated in. And now I'm gonna switch over to net worth, since at this point net worth and last hits should be about going equal. We saw how every lane went. Void had a really poor one, mid lane kinda equaled out. If not favored for the invoker, and the 2-man rotation is just gonna get revealed on the Batrider. It's gonna delay him a bit more, but remember what I said. As long as Troll and Invoker get farmed, the Batrider doesn't need a Blink Dagger. I mean, you don't have to rely on the lasso here. If Troll's able to bash somebody up. Meanwhile, TP, they're kinda struggling splitting this farm, but then again, once it goes late game, once they manage to somehow get one of their cores online, the other 2 are gonna follow real quick, because OD, he needs a lot more time to actually be that huge danger people are afraid of. With the Arcane Rune, he is gonna be able to farm jungle for a bit, you know, make sure his GPM stays somewhat in check. But once Rusman comes online, I wanna know which build he's going for, but he hasn't bought any items for quite a while. Maybe he's just gonna buy some big early game item, like I do with the Comfort Morbid's Mask, like a lot of people do with a Midas, or just Insta Lincolns. We're gonna see a smoke now coming out from TP. And probably on the... Okay, they're gonna go mid lane, where Evos just retreated all of their own people coming in to lend Invoker a hand, so this smoke probably gonna be fruitless unless they Might just have found the right path here.
From me.
Facehugger? They know where he is. Now they do. Do they want to chrono him? Not quite. And this wasted smoke gank is gonna cost the Prime quite a bit of their net worth advantage, to be honest. Morph is still doing really well, but it's a Morph. He's kind of like an anti-mage. An anti-mage that's doing well needs to keep doing well for quite a long while. And this is just TP trying to get one of their cores online up against Evos, trying to get 2 of their cores ready to teamfight, which is not quite completely online. I mean, Invoker, you could argue that he only gets online at level 25 with the AoE Deafening Blast and everything. But it's Exhort Vogue, so this guy got 2 power spikes actually. He's gonna be really strong around this time from like level 9 to level 12, and then he's gonna become really strong again in the well, late to ultra late game. In the late game where he's kinda got both damage and disable, and in the ultra late game just with the best disables in the game. And the items to make it happen. And it looks like Russman, he bought an ultimate orb and is now just gonna commit for the insta-Linkens. Skipping that Aquilius entirely is the right call here. I mean, as soon as one core comes online, TP have to worry far less about being ganked on being initiated on by Evos, which right now is really damn scary. And Bedrider is actually gonna get a decent blink timing as well. He managed to salvage far more farm than initially expected during the laning stage. And I wonder what the plan here is for the Prime, looking at the top lane situation. They could rotate in the Void, but instead they're gonna just trade towers here. Against a Troll you're never gonna win a tower trade, but okay, maybe with full agility morphing. Meanwhile we got the global silence committed, resulting in a kill on Joker there. Tuhoi now sitting at 6 stolen int, and looks like just one mid lane kill, but it's still a high value kill, shutting down one of those cores. Now, one kill on the Morphling could really put TP in a bad position here. Instead it might be R7 who's gonna die. Yes, R7 is gonna go down. Now the Chronosphere comes in on the Bedrider. Meanwhile, this Morphling is a bit low health, but he wants to continue man fighting here with that Chronosphere, enabling another kill for TP. TP end up salvaging that fight to some extent. Now gonna get a return tower kill here to help equal out the net worth again. And this fight went nearly exactly equal actually. If we consider the space that has been created for the Troll. But Troll gets the second tier 2, and now the fight's gonna once again be in an advantageous spot for Team Evos. So kinda interesting everything that happened there in such short suggestion. Okay, so this game's actually really reminding me of the old Chinese meta right now, where people only go for high value kills. People don't gank for the sake of ganking. People have one target in mind. Then they're gonna farm for 10 to 20 minutes. Then they're all gonna meet up for one huge team fight. Then they're gonna keep farming. It's not quite that bad. It's not quite that predictable, but okay. Looks like Team NP have absolutely no idea that this road's being done. Yeah, Roach being done. They commit a smoke gank on the Kunkka here. Global Silence, however, committed, and now Evos looking to turn this fight. OD gonna get lassoed up. Gonna get killed off here. Okay, no, he saves himself with the Astral Imprisonment, and the Kunkka boat's gonna come in. Killing of Earthshaker, but Joke is still alive with the False Promise there and finally goes on down. Not all that much healing coming out from the Oracle. Void, pretty sure he's just dead here. Okay, Chrono TP out. Interesting play, definitely worth the large cooldown. And kudos to Rasman. This guy made the right call, went farming instead, has really good Lincoln's timing, and he just wants to come online. He's still trying to outfarm the troll, who is ridiculously fed at this point, so quite impressive. Meanwhile, Oracle's just gonna go down. So it's Rasman against the world right now. If Rasman dies, this game could be disastrous. I like his full agility morphling. Somebody who plays morphs the same way I do, and I got reported for it so often. I mean, to be fair, you can't expect people in a pub to have the same level of protectiveness of that morphling that these guys have. Perfect ward to make sure Rasman didn't get gone on when he was sitting at that super low health total, preventing him from getting nuked down. Okay, one man Echo Slam committed here. They do. Oh no, they don't get the Bat Rider. Now the OD taken off the map. It's gonna go down to the fire still. Not even a right click required there from the Invoker. Meanwhile, Fireboy really doesn't mind face tanking a lot here with the Aegis, and now there's 6k advantage for Evos and Rasman. He's both the hero that TP deserve as well as the hero they need right now, as a Morphling fits their playstyle really well, and he's now gonna go for an insta shotgun. Interesting choice. Not even gonna buy power threats or anything. Just Lincolns into shotgun. It's gotta help you kind of speed up things a little bit. It's gonna help you, you know, try and come online at a somewhat decent timing, and Rasman still sitting around this bottom lane waiting for enough people to show on the map for him to actually push, and there we go. With this ward spotting them all out, but now with the TP in onto Rasman, he has to get out of here. Will try to do so with the Kunkka clone. Global Silence committed, so he can't jump out. And lasso follow up. Oh, this is a high value kill. High priority kill if they can somehow get him. He is still morphing strength, but no way he can. Wait, he's trying to teleport out. Is there any interruption left? Oh, they get him just in time. So close. And he says, ay, 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 ay. R7 just gonna get killed off by Facehugger. Also, chat now flaming ProDotA for not cancelling this game. I know that if we had cancelled this game, you would have flamed us too, regardless of what we would have done. You would have flamed us.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But now all of a sudden, Evos at a substantial lead here. Despite Rasman doing so well in the Morphling, him getting caught out at the bottom lane. Is gonna put Fireboy in a really good spot. And this is the moment where Evos can take every fight with 2 against 3 cores, because 2 online cores versus 3 cores who are about to come online but aren't quite there yet. That's gotta be quite one-sided. The Void is going for the kinda old-fashioned offlane build here with the Vlads, which of course really benefits an agility Morphling. But I don't think Rasman is too pleased with going down there. He wants his shotgun online, he wants to profit off the shotgun and use that to completely bring him back in this game. Okay, so 2-man Chronosphere here. In comes the troll, however, enabling that mischance. Echo Slam committed there just on the troll, but still it's gonna be Dex going down first. Now Rasman in a lot of trouble as well, invoking his arm, he's just gonna morph strength, get out of there. Meanwhile the OD still trying to man fight up with that Oracle ultimate, but probably gonna go down as well eventually. Yep, didn't even get the kill on Fireboy there, which he wanted really badly. Now Earthshake is gonna go down and... oh, TP in such a bad spot here. Okay. Oracle managed to TP out there. Rasman is still farming up. He's still trying to get his shotgun online. This really important, really big, high priority item that he needs so badly. The one chance of a comeback here.
Rise.
By the way, I wonder what Morphling's made of lore-wise. I mean, honestly, him just being made of water, enchanted with, like, infused with magic would make no sense lore-wise at all. Despite him utilizing mana to switch forms, that would mean that it would be a common school of magic in the Dota universe. So I'm guessing he's made of tritium or some shit. Which would make sense since he came from a comet.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Okay, so game kinda quiet.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And look at that circular X marks the spot there. With the Invoke Tornado. Great save from the Oracle on the OD. Now Global Silence coming out as well as Earthshake being dragged out of the base there. Just to make sure he cannot stun up and allow his team a counter initiation with the Chronosphere.
Radiant's top tower is fallen.
And TP now
Structures are fortified.
under siege here. Meanwhile Rasman, he doesn't give a hoot about that. He's trying to get a return tier 3 or at least force TP backs, and
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, it's not like there's insanely fast push available. Kunkka just defending with the X marks the spot. That means there is another TP back from the Invoker, and now
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
the base got held. You maybe traded slightly poorly regarding the tower health, but the fact that the Morphling got a lot of farm out of this kinda evens that out again.
Is under attack.
Coin for me.
And Rasman. Okay, he's in a really awkward spot here, but has his team who got his back, and now it's gonna be a free kill on Kunkka here with the big Chronosphere committed. It's just a Kunkka, but still, if they can somehow continue not losing this fight just by getting a couple small low value kills, it should be more than plenty. Okay, now Rasman might be in a bit of trouble, but he's gonna jump out, invoke Meteor off the mark there, and now TP NND trying to get out of there. Counter Lasso on the Earthshake, false promise to purge that one off immediately. Dex now also getting back, and that was the perfect fight for TP NND.
I was meant to have this.
That was exactly what they needed. They don't need big kills. What they need is Morphling to get substantial amounts of farm online, and there is a 10 kill or 10k advantage for Team Evos now, as well as a 10 kill advantage. But it doesn't really matter, because once Morphling comes online, once OD comes online, this game is gonna start going sideways for Evos really quickly, and they know it. They're gonna force more pressure out, gonna go for a smoke gank here, Void trying to get away but can't. So once again, a really nice kill there. Both teams know exactly what they have to do, and Morphling, he can finally buy out his shotgun, which might, I mean, even if it just enables a low value kill in a fight, which you otherwise wouldn't have, it could potentially equal it out, or at least prevent Evos from high ground pushing. So I really like this. I mean, in general, look at that. I was just about to say, in general, it might help you get a hero like Troll, who relies on being good against physical attacks, and Troll actually made the mistake of running against the solo Rasman, and Rasman wasn't even full agility there. So now he's at the point where he's got maximum shotgun damage available. So that's like 500, about 600 magic nuke plus. Okay, that's actually 1.4. Yeah. 1,450 magical damage in one nuke, and Morphling is gonna get more agility online. I do love Rasmus's decision making here, really satisfying to watch. Meanwhile, Evos, they are gonna get a Roche, which they need to continue getting the pressure up here. Also, chat, I'm not sure if you're sarcastic or not, but that one-man Chrono on the Kunkka was actually worth, because it cancelled out a lot of big spells from the Kunkka. The thing is, Kunkka is needed to lock the OD down, kill off the OD before he's able to actually snowball. So if you manage to keep OD alive, even by getting a low-value Chronosphere, it can really help you guys, or it can really help those guys take a favorable farm. So you guys, if that wasn't sarcastic, then it was a really good call, but I don't stand for flame from people who don't understand what the reasoning for that decision making in particular is. I mean, you don't flame decision making. You can really easily play. Okay, meanwhile Morphling is gonna go down here. High value kill on Rasman. They're taking away that big damage. He's probably gonna be forced to buy back unless there's a good Chronosphere with OD coming in. And I mean, there might be. OD already doing his best to defend this tower. And there's the Global Silence. With that Global Silence committed, Evos know they have to get back. Did do a lot of damage on the tier 3 tower, but couldn't still quite get the mark. And I'm gonna switch over to buybacks here, since Morph just bought back. They did get everything they needed, but that means while the Global Silence is on cooldown, there's no way of fighting for Evos. And then at the 30-minute mark, we're probably gonna witness a really big fight, unless TP and ND are able to force it earlier, which they would definitely like. That badass Morphling. Am I the only one who's really frustrated that the Eye of the Lost Star is not an immortal? I mean, it looks awesome. And just imagine that. And just imagine that changing the morph animation to something with more eyes would have been awesome. It wouldn't fit the green theme that Morphling is going on with the Blades of Tears, as well as the other green thingy which gives you that waveform. I need to buy those, by the way, to get myself the epic Morphling loadout. Meanwhile, look at this Morphling. He was in a lot of trouble, but it's just gonna jump out of there. Just did some scouting. There was a really good ward here.
Thing you have to do as your Slark. Just go jungle. Yep. You can farm faster with the.
Okay, Oracle went down. I mean, it's just an Oracle. 30 seconds isn't the world. With good Chronosphere, you can definitely draw out that much time, but this might tempt Evos, who are still under quite a bit of pressure, to continue fighting here. And Evos, they just need to take one good fight to potentially start ending the game soon. Dex is in position for the good Chronosphere. Now OD positioning himself up as well. And okay, with the fissure of the mark there, Look at that, the OD illusion taking a lot of damage, but now they know who the real one is, and that's a tier 3 tower. If Evos can get a lane of Medirex as well, okay, now this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be TP under a lot of pressure. Chat's actually somewhat agreeable in this game, which usually isn't the case, especially when there's one additional stand-in. Then people are just gonna be really damn salty most of the time. Regardless of whether there is an additional stand-in or the game's gonna get cancelled. There's always gonna be salt, there's always gonna be people flaming me in PMs on Twitter. Meanwhile, R7 getting saved there by the Oracle, up against Fireboy. Meanwhile, Chronosphere commit on the Invoker just to keep him locked down, and look at that lucky stun coming out. Invoker getting his in stolen, but he manages to go in with Morphling now, taking a lot of damage, potentially gonna go down. OD there with the save, OD now being stunned up. Big Meteor gonna come in from the Invoker. OD has a lot of intelligence, but cannot quite get all the hits in he wants to. Morphling is able to get out of there, but wait, where did Rasman die? What the hell, Rasman? Okay, so no, he just got X-marked and spotted. I thought he managed to somehow jump back or something, but no. That was the X-marks the spot instead, so it was a really good kill. And that's a Morphling with a dieback, 70 seconds without him. OD gonna go down, OD forced to buy back here. And there is still a chance to defend this, but like I said, that top lane of Rex going down was what probably settled it, the beginning of the end. Because you didn't have the global silence, you still got a major objective. Invoker is gone, so maybe this could be the moment for TP to take a good fight, but no Chronosphere up. No OD ultimate up. Okay, Dex now in a lot of trouble as well. Oracle doing the best to keeping this Void as good health, and that was just another lane of Medirex. Now Troll gonna finish that last drain off, and I mean honestly, TP they couldn't do anything once they started losing that Rex. If they would have defended the top lanes, it would have probably still been a really winnable game for TP, just judging by how much farm Rasman was able to get early on, by, you know, how good his red Dota worked out for them. But GG is being called here. Yeah, that's gonna be frustrating, especially since you couldn't do anything but get a third stand, and it wasn't a choice here. It was kind of forced admin decision. So the next game the stands are gonna be equaled out, and let's see if TP can in the next game equal out the situation and try to get back in the game.